And so if it keeps turning up, it means you haven't done the work. We just use relationship because it's easy for everyone to relate to. It can be job, it can be how you treat your children, it can be how you meet the outside world. Some people are calamity prone because they think they are, or because they were around people who were and they have it in their field. Stuff happens to me and they attract it. Everything that comes to you attract. It's in your field. Avyakul told you earlier to strengthen your fields and at least make them clear so that things are, you're only getting what you want. Does that help you, Muggsy?
Yes, thank you.
Good. In the end, you want to move forward. It's not that you're closing the chapter completely. It's that, oh, I've got this great understanding of this, and in understanding something that has a wound, it means that there will be a behavioral change. You will all change your behavior and change your attitude so that you will not end up in that same place. And that means breaking an addiction, usually. Because you can be addicted to very bad situations. Thinking that that's love because that's what's been in the family, the bloodline, the timelines. Questions?
Stephanie?
Who is it?
Stephanie?
Stephanie, welcome.
You mentioned the Living Library. I've read a little bit about that, but I'm not...
That's our reference for Earth. We call Earth a living library. And it is treasured by many beings. Our book, Earth, is devoted to that subject, and that everything in it is alive, and you get to live in it. As a spirit, you get to live in the living library. You play with it on one level through your genes. You have to live out the family that you incarnated into, meaning that this is the bloodline. This is the genetic imprint that you have chosen to manifest in this lifetime. You often incarnate in and out of a long, long bloodline of time. Now, everything that is biologically alive in your terms, organic in your terms, has a genetic code. We have suggested that in your genetic code are other sources of information. And this is why you are called a library. It's not just the genetic code that's in the genome that your scientifics will interpret to say, oh, NYX gene has this and this has this and this. First of all, the genome is not immobile. It is not a fixed, stable picture. The genome is alive, it is changing, it is full of junk DNA that is unactivated. It is the DNA is activated, matured, and changed by the level at which you develop your awareness. Conscious awareness, thank you, conscious awareness matures the DNA. It helps you pull things up that have been dormant. Now all of this combination of all things, allows you to, let's say, have the resources to deal with who you are. We maintained that life did not spontaneously crawl out of the slime. There is intelligent design. We do not say to you that, quote, a God in heaven magically put all this together. You are biological creatures. It is quite obvious that if creatures morphed out of something, it would continue to happen. Do you understand? You are designed, and within the design has come contributions from brilliant beings all over the cosmos who have worked to design and implant life to create a library that would work as a biodiverse experiment. The biodiversity needs the spirit world to incarnate and reproduce itself into this biological library, to keep the library going. Behind the genome that you are familiar with, and within, around, and encoded in the genes, are all kinds of information that is imperative to the cosmos. You could live 2,000 lives, 3,000 lives, 10,000 lives in a body and never be aware of what else is there. You are storage containers of sorts. You are, and that is too demeaning, but we mean it in a sort of example way. The biological life forms on Earth have been designed to house all kinds of information, not to reproduce those life forms, This is the low level that your scientifics are playing with. They are infatuated with artificial life. They are infatuated with taking sperm and egg and making something grow. We'll say this to you. You need the impact of sex to make good life. Do you understand that? There is a reason that a vagina and a penis come together in a frenzied passion. Watch the creatures, watch everything. There is something that is transferred with that cannot be transferred in laboratories. So the more people that are made in laboratories and in vitro and these kinds of things, the more sedate these people are going to be, the more easily controlled. You are branching off to a very, very dangerous genetic experiment to create herds of people that have no passion, no real passion. We are speaking in generalities here. So what we are saying is this: the living library is treasured across the cosmos. You are not the only one that is a library. And not everywhere where there is life is it a library. It is hidden, even from we. We have come here with many to activate the library, and so these codes can be vibrated outward. So you think about some of these things, about who you are, and how many layers there are to existence. So we're going to turn it over to you for a good lunch hour now. Go out together, chat it up, and come back with your smarts really, really extended, all right? Enjoy the afternoon. We'll see you later. All right, we are here again to proceed with the day's journey into consciousness, navigating the cosmic waves, navigating the cosmic energy. These are alternative titles you can use there. Navigating cosmic times. They're all variations, but this is what we have been teaching you, that you are being influenced from so many avenues. And we could say quite simply that this is the initiation, to have influence coming from all these directions, to land at your little points of being, and for you to manage it. And you don't have to intellectually understand it all. Sometimes the challenges of initiation and moving to higher states of consciousness have nothing to do with your thinking mind. They have to do with what's in the heart, what that heart opens to. Your heart allows a generosity to yourself and to others. Your heart produces love, and love is existence. And throughout existence, beings get lost and separated from love. We've often said if you wanted to attribute a quality to the creative force, it would be love. And earlier this afternoon we were talking about genetic engineering and beings who designed life. And we want to clarify to you that when we speak of creator, prime, the source, prime existence, all that is, we are talking about a quality, a conscious quality that is omnipresent, that it is omnipotent, it is everywhere. It is in you, it is in all things. When we talk about, quote, gods, beings who come from the cosmos, who can genetic engineer and this and that, that is more of a reference to those who have come to your world and they have been worshipped as gods or presented themselves as gods to the local inhabitant. And the more traumatized or the more, let's say, shaken up the local population is, the easier it is for them to project onto a visiting being a sense of godhood. And you know from history, whether you are reading Eastern history, Western history, whatever, there's many stories of the gods, particularly within the Greek culture. The gods were portrayed as living among humankind, of interacting with them, of battling with them, engaging in intrigues and having sex and producing the demigods and all kinds of children. And the same stories are in Egypt and other places around the planet. It is, you will hear more and more speculation over the next number of years about ominous affairs, that some old controllers are here and they're here to take you back, and you will hear every scenario portrayed outward. And if you are not grounded, and if you don't have your body tuned up, you could get completely befuddled by all the, let's say, seemingly conflicting stories about what might occur or what is occurring. So we remind you that our teachings and the things our vehicle has been sharing with you are to enhance your body so that your answers come through you. We know some of you are afraid to trust yourselves because you're not used to it. You think you have to ask someone, or you have to read 7 books and then ask someone, well, this one says this, and this one says this, and this one says this, and this one says this. Make up your minds yourselves and learn to trust that your body will validate what the truth is and what is important for you to know when you make that agreement for it to do so. The waters will be muddied, murky, confusion. And there are distinct possibilities that there will be more holographic projections that would be basically Earth-based or satellite-based, moon-based, something of this, and that they would have, let's say, technology that can wow people. And it's very fascinating that this has been around, this disclosure has been around for a long time. And many people know about it, but not the general masses.